Hello, today I'll be introducing you my audience, Elizabeth, Rose, Mary, Georgia, and John. Now, I would like for you to think of a book you've read before, a favorite one, or one you recently read. Now, imagine if the entirety of that book's content was completely changed from what you read before. What happened? What happened was that author's work was censored. My name is Marbella Campos, and today my goal is to persuade you on how it is immoral for people to restrict intellectual freedom in books. For the following month of February, I have done extensive research on book censorship and its difficulties. Now on to previewing my main points on book censorship over how it can disrupt the First Amendment, negatively affect an author's life, and censor information in books. Before going on to my speech, please keep any questions in mind to the end. Thank you. Now I'll be going over how censorship violates the First Amendment. As with the disruption of the First Amendment disqualifies Congress to treat any religion unfairly equal, promising the rights such as the right to petition and the freedoms such as the freedom of speech, the freedom of religion, freedom of expression, freedom of assembly, and yeah. Book censorship also restricts diversity of intellectual freedom inside of books, as books express multiple ideas of authors over government, history, social movements, or politics, which can lead to major sensitivities, which can also help lead books to become banned. However, books have the right to the freedom of speech and freedom of expression. Not only does book censorship restrict individual rights, but it also negatively affects the lives of authors, as just one singular work can change an author's whole entire life, because if their work is so massive, it can just attract politicians or officials who may view their subject negatively. In the article Fahrenheit 451, The Burning of American Culture by David Fox in 2011, illustrated Ray Bradbury, the author of Fahrenheit 451, faced being put on an FBI file for being seen as an immediate threat by the government just for writing over a controversial topic over censorship. Bans also negatively affected an author's mental health, as books are seen as a way for authors to express their own ideas and opinions to people on sensitive subjects or other things. CNN in October 4th, 2023, interviewed two authors, one by the name of Tassel and the other by Tori, to which they expressed a feeling of rejection, as their books express their own identity. Beyond restrictions on authors' personal freedoms, book censorship also alters information in books, which can alter important and valuable information over topics. As novel information is censored, content inside of books can be banned simply over talking over taboo topics. For example, Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury, which talks about the subject of censorship through the art of book burning. However, Kelsey Van Velde from Anchor in November 2024 stated in 2023 alone that 1,247 attempts have been made to censor books across America, with 40% being caused by political pressure. Information inside of books, such as historical events, can also be removed, which can cause readers to misinterpret many historical events. According to the Southern Illinois University, in 2024, 4,240 different novels were being targeted in libraries for containing information over African Americans, indigenous people, and people of color, which can ultimately affect information over the events of slavery, colonization, and history of the United States of America, which can ultimately affect how Americans view their own history. As of now, you can see how society is affected by the limitation of intellectual freedom, making book censorship unethical. Now, let's restate my main points again over how book censorship causes individual liberties in the First Amendment to be ignored, the lives of authors to be negatively affected, and information inside the books to be removed. Today, the purpose of my speech was to show you how it is immoral for people to restrict information inside of books. Now, think back to the beginning of my speech, that when a book is banned, that is not only an unimportant story, that it's the risk of an author's and reader's freedom of reading or writing to be put at risk. Thank you for listening to my speech. If you have any questions, please say so. Thank you.
Great job. 6 minutes.